If Southwest Florida did this one thing, I think it'd be the end of the game. At the beginning of this year, I covered a game that had this exact thing happen to it. It was probably the dumbest decision any game developer has ever made. So, what actually am I talking about? I think the one thing Southwest Florida should never add, especially this, there are a couple of things, but this being at the top of the list, and that is a gambling system. If you're paying close attention, on the thumbnail I actually used a spinning / chance wheel, or whatever you want to call it, and that actually hinted to what we were talking about today. And like I was talking about earlier, I actually did make a video on a certain game, Driving Empire, that was pretty much ruined by it. And if you want to learn all about that and what actually happened, you can go check that out, link in the description, because that will give you a little bit of a backstory. But basically, adding something like this would make it to where it's just a gambling game, and you don't want a gambling game on something like Southwest Florida, where everything's about role-playing, customizing cars, and working jobs. And I don't know about you guys, but I personally think that having anything gambling or anything of that arcadey facet is just so unappealing. There's nothing about it that seems fun or entertaining at all. Like, I don't even get why some games do that. But I think the main problem with it is how it destroyed Driving Empire. Again, you can go check it out, link in the description, where I do a full breakdown. But basically, the general idea of what happened was Voldex, a company, bought Driving Empire off of the original developers, and then they made a gambling system. Okay, so you're thinking, okay, well maybe that's kind of cool, but you used ROBUX to spin these wheels. And basically what that would do was everybody was spending their money to spin this wheel that was using like real models of cars. I don't know if you can see the problem there, but you're using your money to gamble to get a real model of a car that's not actually officially licensed. And that just scratches the surface. The reason that we don't have Lamborghinis anymore, we don't have Bugattis anymore, we don't have really any cars anymore unless you owned it previously, is because of a gambling system. But remember how I said that each individual car were not licensed? That exactly is what got the developers of the cars, the actual cars in real life, to look into this and be like, wait, hold on, they're using our car models without our consent. And of course Voldex had plenty of money to do so. So when every car game's getting all of their models taken off, Voldex is just buying the licenses for each thing. So eventually you're left with no other games that can actually use car models. Granted, there are several left, but Voldex has them all in their game. It's fine, they're all officially licensed with symbols and everything. Because obviously, right here, this is my R34, you can't actually see any symbol right there, right? Because in real life, right across the front would be a Nissan symbol, but it doesn't have it in game. Now, the next thing that I would hate to see is a change in car driving physics. Honestly, like right now, the physics are fine. It feels more realistic than most games, e.g. Driving Empire. And it doesn't feel like that instant turn arcadey kind of like little kid game thing. Am I the only person that knows what I'm talking about? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Because when you go to turn, it doesn't just fly off the side of the road super quickly, right? Like, it actually has weight to it and the physics are there. Whereas in something like Driving Empire, it just feels, it's just like a snappy, unrealistic feel to it. If this was added, I would be absolutely livid. Please do not change it. Don't change it. Just leave it the way it is and I'll be happy. And I think most of everybody that plays the game will be happy. Now, the final thing that I really hope never gets added, and I could be the minority here, but it's kind of similar to the last 2 points, and that is a reward system. Now, this would be like a button over here that you click, and every day you get these rewards for logging into the game. Personally, I think that would ruin the feel of the game, because I feel like it's supposed to be, like I said earlier, a game for role-playing and having fun with people, customizing cars, sitting in your mansion, all kinds of things. But doing something like that would just totally change the feel of it. It'd make it feel like it's a game where you have to try hard to get all the best stuff, and you have to log in every day to get your streak, and it's just basically any game that has that, I just don't like as much as Southwest Florida. Because Jupiter, Florida is cool, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about it that doesn't feel like Southwest Florida. There's just something about Southwest Florida that is different from every other game. And I think that's exactly why if any of these 3 changes were added, Southwest Florida might be over. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, please go to the comments section and type W2R is back, because that is very true. I am back with better editing, with a deeper voice. I'm back, boys. But anyway, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.
I'm gonna tell you that I love you 100 times a day.